People, welcome to the Inside Channel. This is the platform where we give you information about schooling in Germany, how to apply for school, how to search for school. And today we are bringing to you how do you fill your visa application form. Many people make mistakes with this particular area and maybe it might not even help you when you go to your interview. So I'm doing this purposely for people who have gone through the application period, applying for the school, getting your block account, and getting all those aspects done. Now, the next most important after you've gone through all this process is how to apply for the visa. So we need what we call the national visa form, and this form is for all people who are coming to Germany purposely to spend more than 6 months. If you are coming to spend less than 6 months, then you have to use the Schengen form. But if you are coming to stay for at least 6 months, above 6 months, you need the national visa form. And this is what I'm going to show you. So I will move to my computer very soon. And hey, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and let's to the other session where I'm going to do a practical filling out of the application form. So if you follow my channel, you'll get to know that I always want to give you facts and then information, reliable information about how to go around your visa application. So today I am taking you through how to fill the national visa application form. This form, is free. You don't have to pay anything for this form, and you can find it on the website of the German Embassy in Ghana. And there are some, I would like to explain to you how you should fill this form. First of all, you don't necessarily have to make it block capital. Maybe the first letters can be capital when you're filling the form. And when you get a form, usually it's editable. So if you look at it, you see that this place is editable, so you can type in your name. So you don't need to print it out, or if you want, you can also do hand filling, which is fine. But I always prefer that you use the digital filling. So on your computer, you just have to download Acrobat Reader and then install it, and then download the form and open it with Acrobat Reader. You get it in this very version, editable view, and then you can input your name and your details. I like to also explain to you how the form looks like now. You definitely have the German official logo, okay, and then it talks about the application for a national visa. Now, there are a lot of application forms that you might have come across, but when you are applying for the national, applying for student visa, let me put it this way, student visas are, let's say, usually is more than 6 months, okay? So usually you need to apply for a longer term visa. And in Germany, if you are coming to stay for more than 6 months, you need to go for the national visa. So this form runs through in all, I think, all the long-term stay visas. So if you are coming for students, you are coming to work, you are coming to do what they call the family reunification or family reunion, you need this form. So this is a general form they use for such visas, and I'll show you how to fill it. Now let's go. First of all, when you look on the right side, you see we have photo. So as they said, please do not glue your picture. So I think in Ghana you can locate some photo studios who are good in taking visa passport pictures. So you can look to Accra. We have one in Accra Mall, and I think flash photos around Osu. So when you enter into those shops, just tell them, oh, we are going for a visa interview, and then you want a passport picture. They know the sizes, the recommended sizes, but all the same, a passport picture, biometric passport picture with a white background is what is required by the German embassy in Ghana. So let's go to the form. First of all, I will explain to you the form is categorized into parts. The first part talks about information, you as the applicant. So they ask about your surname, if you look at it, family name. Okay, well, let's just go through English. So first you see surname here. is saying your surname, so you put your surname. If your surname is a J, sorry, let's just do this way, a J, okay? And then if you have formal name, especially the ladies, so if you have a formal name, that means that is your formal name. You need to put it in there because it needs to also correspond with all your certificates and your documents. And then you come to your first name, you have, okay, and then your date of birth. And then please look at how the day is done. It's day, the format is day, month, year. So maybe somebody, just is our dummy data, it is not actually non-existing data. So we just have to make use of it. And then, and I must say this particular session is talking about your personality, who you are, your name, and it must also correspond with your passport details. So please note all those ones. You type in here, it's talking about place of birth, and then country of birth comes in here. And then it talks about nationality, if you have any other nationality or any former nationalities that you might have. Well, it's up to you depending on your status. So here we talk about marital status, single, married, registered union, divorce, or widowed or something. So you need to input all this. So if you are single, just select single. If you are married, you need to state here, select this and type the date in which you are married. It must also follow the same format as day, month, year. So you can input anything there. And then the other part is talk about your gender. So male, female is up to you. The names are there, you just select and then you go. And then the next is about your passport. They want to know your travel documents. So obviously, if your passport is any of these ones, you select. But the general ones that we know is the normal passport. So you just select normal passport. If it's official passport, all those things. I'm not a diplomat to know all this, but this is my little knowledge that I know. That the normal green passport that we have are the I would say are the usual ones that is given to the general public in Ghana. So, and then if you have any other travel document, you can also specify, but when you select passports, it should be fine. And then the travel document number, like this is your passport number in general. So Ghana, I think our passports start from June to whatever you put in here. And then the date that it was issued, maybe it was issued on the 12th of September 2020. 2021, okay, and then the validity maybe is going to be 13, whatever. So just input in something, okay, and then issued by, if you look on your passport, you'll find all this information there. So most of the time is passport office. You can just add Accra or anywhere you took your passport from, okay. So then you come to, yeah. Now this is for non-Ghanaians. It's talking about the resident permit number. I mean, if you are Ghanaian, you don't need a resident permit automatically. You are a citizen, so you don't need a resident permit. And then you need to, the next one is, this two is about your resident permit. The next one is talking about your current address and contact. So you need to also fill out that form. So we've done the name, surname, date of birth, place of birth, marital status, passport document. So we are at the current address. Here you should input your address. So the reason in Germany we have this naming standard where you have to have the street and the street number, the street name and the street number. So in Ghana, I don't think we have, but in case in your area, if you have, you can just put it in there, maybe Accra, Anya or whatever. So Anya Street, or you can, then you just put maybe 30 if you know. If not, just leave it or just input your post office. Just input your post office. If you have your house number, maybe that was fine. You can put your house number, age, maybe 0/KDR or something. Okay, and then we come to the postal code. Actually, this postal code is different from one we know. So just input the normal post office box. Okay, and then you can input maybe the place is Accra. Okay, your email address will also come, which is the next one. So you can just go maybe at Gmail. Okay, and put those, because this part is very important, because this is what they are going to use to communicate with you. So if you don't type in your email correctly, you might lose, you might not get feedback. And then this is your telephone number, that's your phone number. So you can input your 0, whatever you have in there. The same thing to here. If you have a mobile number too, you can also input it. So we move from this stage. Now the next stage is about your registered partner, your spouse or anyone. So your wife, your husband. So that one you need to input their name. So first you ask for the surname, and then if he or she has any for previous names, you can also put it in there. And then the first name also come here. And then month, the day in which he was born. So as we did for yourself, you do the same thing for your partner. And then we come to place of, and as I said, all this information must also correspond to your husband's passport details. So always be mindful of that. Country, and then place of residence. This is about his address, so you need to input his address. It stays here. Maybe this is where the person stays. Just input, and then the other information is about your children, and children who are above 18. You can also add their names to it. So you list all the names, their family name, and also remember that the children's name is very important that you put it here, because in the future, when you are thinking of inviting them or bringing them to Germany, they are going to base this information, they're going to use this information, because you look at your previous records and then they can make judgment on it anytime any of your children is coming to Germany. So please make sure you put in the right details. Also, these details must also correspond to their passport, or if they don't have a passport, the future passport that you'll get, it should correspond with all these details. Okay, so you input the name. You can say Aba, Kofi, and then male or female, date and place of birth. So you can just input his name, maybe 2020, nationality Ghanaian, place of here is address. So you also input. So usually it's possible you can input the same address. Okay. And then so you input all these details for your children, and then if there are more children, you can just add them here. The next one is information about you as the applicant, your parents, your father's name, your mother's name. Yeah, they always want to build a family tree. This whole form, okay, let me explain this to you. Now, this form is what they are going to register into their national database. So every information you key in here, you must remember that in the future, or any transaction you'll be doing in Germany will be based on this information that you'll be filling. So always be careful with the kind of information you put in here. So here it's talking about your father's name. So your father's surname, you can input it here, his first name, and then you have to also know the date of birth, the place of birth of your father. So you need to also make sure you have all this information before you start even the whole process, nationality, and then address of your father. So I think if your father is no more, if your father is late, I mean, you can just get his previous address that or the place where he was staying before. So you put all those information in there. The same thing goes to your mother. So your mother, and as I said, please when you're filling the form, is to start with. I mean, every single word should start with the capital. Okay, not just fill anyhow. So always make sure you have it fill out. So and then you input all this information about your mom. And then her nationality comes, and then her address. Okay. The next session is about they want to ask you questions about your previous travel experiences. So you need to also, if you have traveled back to Germany, if you say yes, then you are supposed to answer this one. So, for example, if you say yes, you've been to Germany before, that means that you are going to fill this information here. So, how many times from? Okay, so you entered Germany, let's say 9 in 20, let's say 2017. Okay, and then you left between maybe 10th March, okay, the same year. And then where did you stay in? It means the address. So you can just put the address. Just put in your address, the address, the person you visited. Okay. And then it should be fine here. Yeah. So if you have been in Germany like for a longer period or for more than 2 times or more than 3 times, the rest will follow. But do it chronologically, okay, so that they follow the flows. Yeah, and then now we come to where do you intend to stay? This is the place they want to know. So obviously, you don't know if your school gives you admission and they give you accommodation, you definitely would have received the rental contract. So you use the address on the rental contract to fill this part. But in case you don't know and you don't have it, you can just put the address of the school. That should be fine. Okay, you put the name of the street, and then the name of the postal code and the place. If you don't have it, you can leave it because you don't know. But I think, yeah, no, this is very mandatory. You need to input something. You need to let them know where you're going to stay temporarily. Okay, so just ask the school or ask you. As I said in my videos, you always need to know your admission coordinator, the person who is corresponding with you from the school. You can ask the person for the address of the school, and then you can put it in here: the street name, the street number, the postal code, and the place. You put them here. Now, how will you be accommodated? They want to know. So you can just say address, and then you say school. Sorry, you have to school hostels. Okay, school hostel. If you know the name, you can put it in there. If you don't know, you just leave it. And the next one is about do you intend to maintain your permanent residence outside the Republic of Germany? Yes, this is a way you have to also be smart when you're answering this, because if you say no, then it means that, oh, you have plans on not coming back home or what. So that is also something you also need to know. Always, to me, it's best to say yes, and then you input your current address, you put it in there. So just input your current address. Yeah, okay. and then you should be fine also here. And then we also come to do family members intend to accompany you? Here you say no because you're not going with any family member. And then the purpose of your stay. The next one is the purpose of your stay is for education, so for studies. And then, so if it's applicable, okay, this is for what do you call it, employment. So you just leave it, and then you have to also add say I intend to stay no longer than 12 months. Nope. Here, because, okay, well, it depends on your the duration of your course. But obviously, if you're a master's program in Germany, I know for sure that it's about 2 years. So this does not apply to you. So here, make sure you don't take anything here. Leave it as it is. And then we come to the reference. Who is actually bringing you, or what is bringing you to Germany? So you need to input the name of your school. If it's job, you put the name of your employer, but purposely for school. So you input the name of the school here, okay? And then you input the street address where the school is. You input the postal code and place, and then you need to input the telephone number of the school and the email address. So this is what they do. They will use this information to contact the school about you. So make sure you input the right name. So let's say you are going to IU International University of Applied Sciences, okay? And then you can just say maybe Berlin, okay? And then you put the address if they are in so you just input the address of the school. Obviously Berlin is 10 something. And then the place you just say Berlin, okay? And then you need the telephone number of the school. So 49 something, okay? And then you need the address, the email address, which is very important. So usually it's admissions based on the school admission at iu.org. Okay, this is just a test, so you don't need to worry yourself. Just get the email address of the school, the postal code, the location, the address, and all those ones. So that should be fine. And then go to the next place. So you tell them your current job that you are doing. Maybe if you're an IT person, your current job, just write maybe for you, you are an IT security, yeah, officer. Maybe at uni, maybe uni bank or something. Okay, okay. So you input that one too. And then, how long do you intend to stay in Germany? Obviously, it's going to be for 2 years. So, when do you intend to leave? So, maybe if you'll be leaving in October, so you can say maybe 2nd October, okay, 2022 to 2 years. So, it's going to be maybe 3rd October, let's say 2024. This is also very important. So you need to make sure you have this information filled out. And then another question is, what are your means of sustenance? Yeah, this way you tell them about either you are being sponsored, a sponsorship, okay, sponsorship, or you can say you have your block account, okay, blocked account. You just input it in there, and here obviously they know you don't have but I mean if you choose this block account company Fintiba offers you a health insurance package. So if you select Fintiba, you can actually say yes because you would have gotten all your details, okay, and just say yes. And then if you don't, just say no. It's okay to say no. Yeah. And then these are questions about criminalities, about your life. So just be careful here. Have you ever been convicted? Obviously, you say, yeah, you know what to choose. If you have, please do say yes. And then they'll ask you all these questions, but if you have not, just leave this place. And then we go to the next one. This is also very critical. So you have to read this. Have you have you ever been expelled or deported from the Federal Republic of Germany? So this I just asking you about all this. So please be careful. If you have, say yes. If no, just say no, and then you just go. And this is also a follow-up. They ask you, do you suffer from any illness? So you said no, okay. And then this is the last part. They ask you to sign. So when you are signing, they want to know the place. So for example, it's Accra, okay. And then you can say dates, maybe 20th of this, yeah, in 20. And then after this, you sign. So this way you print it out and then you sign at this part. And then this is also an additional form. So it's the same thing, the place and date you sign. But this is the English version. So you don't need to, if you do this one, if you sign this part, you don't need to do this. But well, you can just scan it, just print it too, and then sign it both and take it to the embassy. So when you are going to the embassy, please make sure you have a photocopy of this and then two photocopies of this. You need to have your passport and then your passport picture, very important. And make sure you don't fix your passport on it. You can use a clip or something to attach it. Don't use glue. It's very important you do. And this side too, you don't write anything when you are, because it's for official use, for remarks and all those ones. So please be careful. And this, I think, if you do it early, you should be fine. Make sure first you are able to know this information yourself. You put in this information yourself. So you need to know whatever you put in here, because based on this form is what they're going to ask you a lot of questions. So you need to also get yourself acquainted with this particular form very well. And with that, I think you should be fine for your interview. And as I always say, if you've not joined the family, please subscribe and join the family. And let's keep growing the family so that we can share more information. Anytime we get any new news, we try to let you know. And then I will say thank you and then see you on the other side.